Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iOS today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Hi, this is Leo Laporte, and once again, time for Twit's audience survey. We'd really like to hear from you. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, really. That's all. Just go to twit.tv/survey and let us know what you think. Your anonymous feedback will help us make Twit even better. And thanks for your continued support.
Apps for all you sleeping beauties out there.
Plus, a way to convince people of your sincerity without any work.
And I have a new program that will make me look like a woman.
It's time for iOS Today. iOS Today is brought to you by Tracker, a coin-sized tracking device that pairs with your smartphone and keeps you from losing your most valued possessions. Visit thetracker.com right now and enter the promo code iOS Today to receive a free Tracker Bravo with any purchase. And by Texture. Access the world's most popular magazines anytime, anywhere, using your smartphone or tablet. Try it free for 14 days at texture.com/twit. And by Blue Apron. Blue Apron will send you fresh, high-quality ingredients to cook delicious meals with simple step-by-step instructions right to your door. See what's on the menu this week and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/iOS Today. Hey, welcome to iOS Today, the show where we talk about iOS. That's Apple Watch, iPhone, Apple TV, iPad. Am I leaving anything out?
No.
AirPods?
AirPods, yes, we're going to talk about those. I only have the iPad right now because I'm in the final week of my switch with Jason Howell. I have his Pixel and I have his Moto 360 garbage watch, but I still have...
She sent me a text. This watch is garbage. Do you have anything else? And I said, well, I have the more recent garbage version of the garbage. I have the version 2, but you took one look at that and rejected it because it's huge.
No, I mean, you people out there, I know you're out there. Not you, my people who use an Apple Watch to exercise, who get your rings, who depend on that. You understand? Imagine giving it up for a whole month. It's basically the worst month of my life.
You can, geez Louise, you can use the Android Wear for fitness, and it even has a heart rate monitor, and not as accurate. But I have to say the Apple Watch probably is a better tool for fitness.
Well, I mean, this is a year and a half old, and so...
That's not the latest. That's
right.
the first
But
Moto
I started a run, and I got almost to 4 miles, and the watch just died. So it was as if I had not run at all.
And she's shaking. Look at that. Yeah. That is probably because that's so old. The new one, I think, would not have that problem.
Probably.
In fact, I think it's got pretty good battery life. I think smart watches in general are an acquired taste. I don't think they're a necessity or must. But that is one use case that I think is absolutely true. And almost every fitness buff I know has some sort of fitness watch, a runner's watch, or one of the Android Wear or iOS watches.
Fitbit,
Fitbit,
Garmin of some kind.
Yeah. But it's not a huge category. In fact, even Fitbit just announced layoffs today. I mean, it's a struggling category.
But they are creating a new smartwatch of some kind, too. So.
And there's a new Android Wear watch. So next week we'll find out, in fact, Jason Howell will be here, and we'll find out how it's been, the face-off. He's been using your Apple iPhone and Apple Watch.
Yes.
Okay.
And he likes them. I think it might be hard for
He's
him
happier than you are.
I don't know.
Would that be victory? Would you call that victory?
I would call that victory. He misses his Google products. He misses being able to dig around.
Which I know most people don't want to do, and probably it's prohibitively expensive. But I use both. There's things to be admired in both, frankly.
I agree. But we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about sleep apps, sleep aids.
Not sleep apnea.
Not sleep apnea.
Sleep apps. Although there's an app for that.
For sleep apnea, yes. Sleep is really important. It's the new status symbol, some say. How much sleep did you get? It's really unhealthy not to sleep. And sleep is good, and you want to be able to use your devices to help you fall asleep rather than what most of us do, which is use them to keep us up at night.
A lot of people try to use their smartwatch for monitoring sleep. I think that that's a less than perfect solution, only because you don't charge it then, right? And almost all the smartwatches, except, at least Apple's and Androids, need to be charged every night. So if you're wearing it, then when are you going to charge it? Also, I don't like to wear a watch to sleep. Maybe you get used to it. I have tried, various sleep bands.
Yeah, I don't track my sleep with a watch, with my Apple Watch, because as you say, I'm charging it.
Well, how do you track your
Well, there
sleep?
are some things built into the operating system. There's bedtime, which just came out with iOS 10, and we can take a look. It's on my iPad.
I like this.
It's in the clock app on your iPad.
Yeah, I like
so
this.
If we can take a look
the premise of this is you'll sleep better if you go to bed and rise at the same time every day. You train your body, 10 p.m. is sleep time, 7 a.m. is wake, or 6 a.m. is wake. And that's what this is to help you do.
So let's get started.
All right.
What time would you like to wake up? I think
7 a.m.
7 a.m. That sounds good.
That's a good time, unless you have kids.
Right.
Then you have to get up at 4 a.m.
Or 10:30 if you're a negligent parent, as I am. Which days of the week should the alarm go off?
Most people say Monday through Friday, right? I guess. You don't like an alarm. Just 2 days a week, huh?
Oh, no, what am I? Which
You're
one
saying
is it?
every Saturday and Sunday you want to wake up. You out the other
got
way.
it.
There
Whew.
you go.
Thank you. That was close.
Woo.
I like 8 hours. How many do you get?
8.
8.
Well, no, you asked how many I get. It's more like 10 to 12.
It's because I'm doing most of your job these days.
Yeah, that's right. I just show up. It's great.
So a
I
bedtime
barely even
reminder.
brush my hair anymore.
Yeah.
I certainly don't brush my teeth.
I mean, like a child, we need a reminder not only to brush you need a reminder to brush your teeth, but we need consider a bedtime.
Reminder.
Yeah,
you know why that is? You're sitting there, you're watching Game of Thrones, and the hour's getting later and later. And unless somebody says, "Hey, it's late," you might not notice.
Yeah, or you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're watching us. So let's see what else it's going to ask us. What do you want to
I think
hear?
most people watching us are fast asleep by now.
Let's hear bright-eyed. What does that sound like? Can you hear that? Oh, I guess you
Bright-eyed
can't.
and bushy-tailed.
Oh, well.
Can't hear it.
Well, okay.
Well, you're not supposed to hear it. It's only hear it when you wake up.
Okay, yes.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Whoa.
I
don't know what
like,
that is.
well, how are you on alarms? I don't want a big jangly alarm. I like a little bit quiet. Lisa has, for a while, she had church bells, and it was bong, 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 bong. I didn't want that. Now she has birds, and I like that better.
I don't know. I haven't had to use an alarm really for so long because my kids wake up so early.
They wake you up, yeah.
Yeah. So here it is.
There you go.
And then as long as I have my iPad next to my bed, if you had an iPhone, you would probably want to put it on there.
It tracks it.
You know what else tracks your sleep? There's the health app in your iPhone tracks your sleep. You don't
How do
actually
it know?
That's a good question. Because I don't have an iPhone, I couldn't test it. There's no health app in the iPad, but in your iPhone, I think there's a few ways that it knows.
If you're
you
using
tell
the
it,
phone, you're clearly not asleep.
right? Well, if you tell it, if you're using an extra sleep app and you
Yeah.
can connect, it'll tell it that way. Some of the sleep apps I use will use the microphone. Sometimes they'll use the accelerometer, so it kind of knows if you're moving around. So it really doesn't know if you're asleep or awake. The wearable, of course, tracks probably the best because you have it on your body.
Right.
But a lot of those sleep apps that tell you just put your iPhone right there on your pillow, it'll track your sleep, that doesn't sound like it's going to be good for you at all.
Yeah, it's going to radiate your brain and track your sleep. For me, sleep, this is one of the things Lisa and I have been doing that I really like, and that is when we go to bed, we'll have sleep sounds or sleepy time music. And for years, I've used and recommended a program called Pzizz. Do you know Pzizz?
No, but I want to.
I love Pzizz. Let me, you know what? It turns out it's not on this iPad because this is my work iPad. So I'll download it real quickly. The idea of Pzizz is it's two things. It's calming sleep music mixed in with sound effects. Sometimes there's rain. There'll be a temple bell, bong, things like that. But it's also neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Have you heard of that?
No.
You haven't heard of that?
No.
That's because I've programmed that out of your consciousness. Neurolinguistic, the theory behind it is that the words you hear, consciously or unconsciously, can program you. I think that there's something to be said for that. It's kind of like hypnosis, but it's not like post-hypnotic suggestion or anything. So when you do Pzizz, and by the way, Pzizz is great for naps as well as sleeping. In fact, it might even be better for naps, and I'll explain why that is in a second. But when you do Pzizz, it will, well, as soon as it's finished downloading, I'll play you a sample Pzizz. It will talk to you, it will play some calming music, and then it will say things like, when you awake, you will feel refreshed and energized and ready to take on the day. As it's putting you to sleep, it's leave the cares of the world behind you. It's not, some apps will say, okay, now relax your left foot, now relax your right. It's not that. It's more like, put your feelings and worries aside and just relax. I offered them when they came out with this, and we actually had them on the screensavers many years ago. It's free. I don't know why it's free. I don't understand how they expect to make any money free. But it's a great app, and they have some sleep challenges and stuff. They have a premium now. All right, so they've changed a little bit. So it used to be free. It isn't free anymore. Oh, that's too bad. However, I don't want the coupon. I don't. They said, okay, so there's two things you can do, nap or sleep. Now, here's why I like it for nap. You don't want to nap for 4 hours, right? You'll wake up groggy. You won't sleep well that night. Ideally, you do a power nap. And that my experience is half an hour is about right. But you can decide how much you want. Set the timer. I'll set it for half an hour.
You're not going to take a nap right now, are you?
Well, you don't mind, do you? One of the nice things is it will wake you up. And it'll wake you up progressively. But if you don't wake up, eventually it's going to really annoy you. So now we're going to create a dreamscape. I'll turn it up. Oh, it's not. It's not.
Yourself down. It's a good idea to ensure that you'll not be disturbed and that you can be as comfortable as possible.
The guy's accent bothers me a little bit, and I offered to record that for them because I think my voice is quite soporific, but they didn't want that.
Oh.
That you'll get as much benefit as possible.
Keep listening. It's good. If you're driving right now, do not listen to this. Every 10 seconds I'll go, and you won't go to sleep.
You'll hear my voice for a little while, offering ideas and suggestions. At any time, you can make my
I don't want you to go off the road. Anyway, you get the idea. It's actually, I really like Pzizz, and I've used it for years, and especially for the nap, because a half an hour is plenty. If you take a half-hour nap after lunch or in the day, it really is enough to kind of re-energize you. So they have different dreamscapes. This has gotten a little bit more fancy than it was when I used it last. I have the old Pzizz on my iPhone, but I really like it. Pzizz. And I guess now you have to buy a premium plan to get the most value out of it. They have more features than they used to. You can adjust the voice gender, so I guess I could try I think a lady would be better for me. Volume and the 3D effects settings. So let's try the female voice here. And I'll turn her voice up so you
is let your body and your mind become more and more relaxed and go into an effortless and refreshing nap.
Don't laugh at it.
I was laughing because Brian's kind of losing your face into
I'll
that.
let you know that it's time to return and rejoin the day.
Oh, where was I? Anyway,
So now,
the nap is really great. Highly recommend it. So this Pzizz. I think it's one of my favorite sleep aids, frankly.
I have a similar app called Hello Mind. Hello Mind. It's also a hypnosis app, and it also has either free or a paid program. So it's hypnosis to help with certain things, but it can help with insomnia. It can also help with other things, and maybe you want to listen and it might help you fall asleep. So it has all these features. I think these are all part of the paid plan, it's not cheap. I think it's about $10 a month. But let's say I'm afraid of a person, and that is, I'm afraid of clowns.
Wait a minute. It's going to program you not to be afraid. Is that really what you want to do?
Yes. So you can pay $8.99 just for this, or it's about $10 a month if you pay for the whole year, $12.99 a month. But there are freebies. So let's try, it's not free to get rid of your fear of clowns. Freebies. Let's try one of those. Let's try stress-free.
Well, that's really a tease.
I know. But
sorry, clowns cost more.
If you need to adjust the volume,
how do you like this guy's
do so
accent?
now. It's best for you to listen with headphones because they're quite good at keeping other noises out.
He's okay.
It's important that you don't get interrupted during your session
You know what I mean?
because you'll have to listen to the session all over again from the beginning.
Sounds like I got
So
Opie
set your
telling me to
phone
go to sleep.
Airplane mode, so you can.
All right, let's see.
Ooh.
Let's listen.
Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty.
If you're driving, remember, just yourself.
Yeah. Does that wake you up if I do that?
Take a deep breath and let your shoulders relax. Close your eyes.
So you're not going to see anything on the screen because it wants you to...
Because you're sleeping.
Yes.
The sound
Come on.
Just let things happen.
So this is not the kind of hypnosis that will turn you into a chicken, unfortunately. That's the kind of hypnosis I really like, where you wake
keep
up...
you keep trying to turn me into a chicken. All right.
So this is Hello Mind. Check it out if you like it and you really do have an issue that you're struggling with. I recommend it.
We also like nature sounds. A lot of people have observed, they even make machines, white noise machines, that white noise, which is just a hissing, will mask noises, city noises, things that keep you awake. I have tinnitus, my ears are ringing, and the white noise helps calm that down so I don't notice it so much. But I also like nature sounds. I like rain, which is like white noise, but it's rain. This is a program somebody in the chat room recommended. It's kind of cool. It's called Mind Noises. And you want to take a spring walk?
Yes.
All right, let's take a spring walk. And you see the colors? This is different frequencies. I'll turn it all up because...
Turn it all to 11.
Yeah. Here's some water, some wind. You like bees? Let's not have any bees. Footsteps, bad idea. Let's take those out.
Drone sounds? That's always
No more
nice.
footsteps. But birds I like. More birds. And you can customize the noise. You can do multiple noises. So you can add... So that's the spring walk. But I think in the spring walk, I'd like a binaural beat machine. Okay? And that's Leo's binaural beat walk. Ooh. Yeah. And you can't kind of hear it, but it's in the background there. And that's kind of like your heart rate, right?
So I assume if you did some research, you'd know which one.
You play with it a little bit, so you find one that
I like
works
this
for
one.
you. Then it's kind of neat. Thank you for the guy in the chat room who said, now this doesn't have any voice talking to you in it, right? It's just a variety of things. It also allows you to do calibrated listening, which is, now this is a feature I'm starting to really like. I first experienced this in the Samsung Galaxy phones, where you do a hearing test, and it would then give you a curve to normalize your sound if you had lost some hearing at certain frequencies. And then the new HTC U, I see, does this kind of automatically, sending pulses into your ear. But the idea here is your room and the way your room is laid out may mask some sounds. You may want to increase certain frequencies. And so the ability to do that is kind of cool. So and then you can play with that. Move each slider so its associated sound becomes just audible. They help you really get it to the right level. I actually hooked up a set of powered speakers in our bedroom, right by our bedside, for exactly this, so we could listen to Pzizz or this kind of ambient sounds. And sometimes we'll just put classical music on. I like Chopin. Very Moonlight Sonata. It's very relaxing.
A little Vivaldi, perhaps?
The Vivaldi's too stimulating.
Oh.
Don't you find Vivaldi stimulating?
I guess it depends on which season you're in, right?
Well, there are quattro. Mm-hmm. Anyway, there's thank you for that recommendation, chat room. That's called My Noise. It's free. Everything I just did is free, but they do have in-app purchases, just like your clown. Mm-hmm. So that, look, I don't want any app to be completely free. I want the developers to continue to put time into it. So I don't mind spending a few bucks to keep them happy and keep them involved.
Okay, here's another one that I heard about from Becky Worley. She did a little how to stop snoring segment.
Yeah,
on
I
ABC.
saw a very disturbing picture of her in bed with Michael Strahan, and she had tennis balls on her back.
Well, do you want to know why she had the tennis balls on her back?
Because she's into it? I don't know why.
Well, because she had, I'll show you the app that she showed off, but she also had a lot of different tools like headgear and things that.
And she was wearing jammies.
Yes. She
That
gets
was on
really
Good
in.
Morning
She is
America.
a
She
real
gets into it.
reporter.
Yeah.
So one of the things was
There
like a
she is.
snoring belt that would keep you from laying on your back, right? So
And
because that's
but you could
when
just do that
snore.
with tennis balls.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
Why? But just
But
do the tennis balls.
I am, maybe I have unusual talent, but I can snore in any position.
You can even on your side.
Yes.
Oh, see.
Can't you?
No. I mean, when I snore, my husband just flips
Flips
me
you
over.
over?
Yeah, that's what he does. Just that's
Yeah, because you're like this.
yeah, exactly.
But I could go. I think that it doesn't, for me anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
And I don't ever sleep on my back. I couldn't sleep on my back if you said you can't sleep for 28 days and then, okay, you can sleep, but only if you lie on your back, I would still be awake.
So, how do you know that you snore?
Oh, I know. That's a good question, though. If you live alone, you don't know.
Right. So here, Snore Lab. Snore Lab will
Lab.
record you in the middle of the night to see when you're snoring.
Sounds like a Muppet space station.
Snore Lab.
Snore
here.
Lab.
So I'm going to say I need 15 minutes till I fall asleep. I'm using no snoring remedies. These.
So it's listening. Is it listening to you?
Yeah, it's recording you.
Nice.
So factors you can say, I feel overweight.
I need this. You know why? Because Lisa says I snore, but she has
You don't
yet to
believe
produce
her?
a recording.
Okay, well, then I press start and I say good night, and then you place the iPad face down, and then it records you. So I tried this.
There are
and-
people who snore like 90 dB, like 100. Like you could actually damage your hearing. They're so loud. And did you record your snoring?
I recorded myself, but I didn't pay for it, so it only was like 5 minutes as we were getting ready to go to bed. So
I don't want to hear this.
It's just what it sounds like. We're not talking to each other.
Good
or
night,
anything.
John Boy.
Yeah, you can't really. That's only Marco
But
coughing.
if
there
you were snoring, you'd hear it.
Yes, you'd
Yeah.
hear it. And so I don't know if I really would want to record myself.
But I think
every
you'd like
night.
to know. And the
Yeah.
nice thing is you could see with the sound wave, so you could jump right to the snoring. I would like to know that.
Yeah, well, you should try this then. So if the free version only does like the first 7 minutes or something.
I used to
that you
sleep
don't
on
really
my
get to hear
stomach,
anything.
but now it's like a weeble wobble. You know, I can't lie flat. I just roll. Oh,
It's the sound of getting into bed. Here's my husband coughing. That's all you got.
what a romantic evening.
Isn't it? So you can get your results over time if you did this. So
I think
this
that's
was
good.
it
Snoring
said,
is bad because not only does it annoy your partner, but it can interrupt your sleep, and it can be a sign of something much more serious, sleep apnea, which not only causes you to be tired, but actually eventually could kill you.
Yeah. So the Snore Report, if you have issues snoring, you might want to try this. Try it once for the free version. You won't get much. It did tell me that I was snoring 2% of the time.
You weren't even asleep.
But it didn't play back the recording.
Amazing.
And of course, you would need to keep your iPad charging all night because as it's recording. I don't know how it's saving that big of a file, but I guess you have to have a little bit of room in there.
Here's another one. This is $3, complete up you pay once, and they have a free version if you want. It's called Sleep Pillow. Same idea. I have to say that you should be careful about a lot of these sleep sound apps. Some of the quality of the sound isn't good. This one is very good. That's rain on your tent.
On a tent.
So we're out camping, right? A lot of these make me want to go to the bathroom. I don't know about you. A lot of water sounds, some nature sounds. Here we are in a lovely forest. You want, a crackling fire. That could be nice. Or I like this. Isn't that pretty? Wind chimes. Some people find these really annoying. And then, of course, the classic. This is white noise. And, this is too loud. You wouldn't run it that loud. But you run it just at the threshold of hearing. It actually masks a lot of sound. White noise is equal sound from all the frequencies. This is, I think, pink noise. It's a little bit less annoying.
I like pink noise.
And sometimes people want a fan, but why have a fan when you could just have the sound of a fan?
Mm-hmm.
There's even different kinds of fans.
Which one is this one? Is called Sleep Pillow?
Sleep
Talk?
Pillow.
Sleep Pillow.
What is that? It
Hair
looks like they're
dryer.
making pasta.
It's a hair dryer.
Oh, okay. when you have a baby, right, and the baby can't sleep, sometimes they say, well, put the baby on the washing machine or the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the washing machine, and here's the dryer. But you don't get the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one that will let you know that your life is slipping away uselessly.
Or if you wanted to play the piano with the metronome.
Yeah. Would you want to hear that?
If you were used to your whole
you're
life
used to
sleeping
it, that's
with a
right.
clock.
If you were used to it. I mean, there are people used to this, right? They want to hear. If I grew up in New York City, I probably heard this my whole life. And you want to know what the opposite of noise-canceling headphones is? Headphones that put jet sounds in your ear.
There's a picture of champagne with that. That
I don't think
come
that's
with it.
champagne not included.
Oh.
This one looks like it's a young couple in a motorboat. This sleep pillow has a lot.
Okay,
a lot of stuff.
You brought up children, and viewer Manoj recommended one just for children, an app just for children. Oh, that's good.
See, I would listen to this.
So this one is pretty similar.
Okay.
It's called Cradle.
Oh.
Cradle. So let's take a look at Cradle.
Oh, come on,
It has
baby.
a few. Okay, so it has the sounds here. Whales. Did yours have whales?
I was getting a massage the other day, and they had whale music, and I thought I had an accident. I thought I shouldn't have had that burrito before the.
That is kind of what the whale sounds like. You're right. Womb sounds.
Oh, that's good because the baby's used to that, right?
Mm-hmm. The baby is used to that, and you can mix them. You can have womb sounds and a fireplace, and an ocean, and the whales. Oh.
See, I like them when you can mix them.
And the baby laugh. Would that help you fall
Sounds
asleep?
like a tiger is raising a baby. Of course, this would be audio Rorschach test.
Also, the sounds of heaven. I don't know
What does heaven
where they
sound
get
like?
that.
If there are panpipes in heaven, I ain't going. Oh, you're gonna make your baby crazy. Yes. Listen to this, baby.
Okay. Lullabies.
For a psychotic baby. Well, this has a lot of presets.
It does.
Wait a minute, let's have a Cossack baby. Is that a Russian?
I guess it's Russian music.
Man.
Yeah, maybe that's Russian music.
Yeah.
All right, so lullabies from all over the world.
This is actually great. You could make a horror movie with this. I like this.
Do you want to hear some, let's see, lullabies from Portugal?
I think we still have a heart beating.
Oh, we do? That's my heart beating. Oh, no, that's the womb.
That's a womb.
We're still inside the womb.
Apparently, my mom is Portuguese. That's good.
Okay, so here...
Do you think babies, like when they're in the womb, they're trying to figure out what their parents are going to be like? Like they're listening in and they're going, what do you think they're going to be like? I don't know. If they're twins, they're talking. I don't know. She sounds nice. Yeah, but he sounds like a jerk. I don't know. Should we get born? Maybe not. Let's stick around.
Well, I was pregnant and when I was working with you, with my 13-year-old daughter. So
I hope that guy's not our dad. He sounds like a real creep.
So I do wonder sometimes when she sees you, she's like, I recognize that voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another feature that the other ones didn't have. You can record your own. So there's me just shushing.
Oh, that's nice. This is good. I like this.
I recorded this one just for you, Leo. Ready? Leo.
I love this. Can I have that?
Yeah. So you want to record one?
Now, Leo,
Oh.
So if I ever want you to go to sleep, I'll just play that in your ear. So then we have presets as well, and we can just
This is really, what's this called? This one's really
Cradle. And
this is amazing.
It's free for some samples. $1.99 to unlock
Well
everything.
worth it. Yeah,
$1.99 unlock everything. You don't
This
want
is
to
for the
see,
kids,
so.
and then you have a sleep pillow for the grown-ups. This is very nice. Yeah.
Or if you wanted to record something for someone, it could
I
be
think
for
a lot of
grown-ups,
these
too.
things for adults would be fine.
Also animations. I don't totally recommend the
Don't put
animations for bed.
Yeah, that'll wake a kid up.
but
right? It's too
maybe
stimulating.
aquarium.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily good for a baby to look at it. Yeah.
Nice.
And sleeping tips, of course. Some
Great.
good sleeping tips.
Cradle. Wow, we have given you a lot of cause to go to sleep during this show.
Yeah, more than normal even, I would say.
I like it.
Some great apps. If you have a recommendation for sleep, you know what? This is not an app, but I read in the Consumer Reports, Kiwis.
Kiwi
an
fruit?
App, kiwi fruit. Eat a kiwi an hour before bed. It has serotonin in it.
Who knew?
I know, kiwi. So
I love kiwis.
I don't know. It was a test.
Are you? Let me ask you. Do you peel your kiwi and then eat it, slice it up, or do you like to eat it with a spoon?
I eat it like a soft-boiled
egg. I like that. I like that.
Yes. I can't mess with,
No, it's too much work to peel a kiwi.
Right. So I don't know if it's scientific fact, but it can't hurt you. Kiwis can't hurt you
You
unless
know
you're
what a
allergic.
kiwi is?
What?
It's a giant gooseberry.
What do you mean by that?
Because that's what it is. They rebranded it because they didn't think anybody was going to buy a giant gooseberry.
That's what it was originally called?
So they call it a kiwi fruit because I think it came from New Zealand.
Huh.
But it's really just a giant gooseberry. You ever have a gooseberry?
No. Is it a kiwi? Because then, yes,
It's like
I've
a tiny
had
kiwi. Yeah. Lots of vitamin C, but I didn't know it had serotonin in there.
Yep.
Serotonin, that's what it has, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the happy drug.
Eat more kiwis.
I'm going to go get some right now. I love kiwis.
I love them too.
Eat them before bed. You know what? I'm going to make that my new habit. Every night before I go to bed, a glass of warm milk and a kiwi.
That's a great idea. And if you ever lose your kiwis, you can add a tracker to them, and then you could find them.
Trackers are great for tracking your kiwis. In fact, I think this is the number one use for trackers, to keep your kiwis in place. Good segue. You deserve a lot of points for that.
It was not a great segue.
That is an excellent segue. Trackers are our sponsor today. Man, is Tracker knocking it out of the park. They're now, I think, doing 100,000 trackers a week because, you know what? It turns out people lose their keys a lot, and their remotes, and their bags. Anything that you lose, the tracker can help you keep track of. The Newsweek reports the average American wastes, and I believe it's absolutely 55 minutes a day looking for things they own but can't find. So how's the tracker work? There's GPS is not in there. It's a Bluetooth tracking device. So you pair it to your phone, which does have GPS. Your phone keeps track of the tracker. When it gets separated from the tracker, you could check the phone and say, where was the last time you saw my keys? And the phone will show you a map. But here's the really cool thing. What if somebody comes and picks up your keys and then flies to Manila? You might say, well, that's that. I'm never going to see those again because the tracker that my phone says is still on the beach. No, because Tracker is the world's largest crowd GPS network. If you go to the website, thetracker.com, check it out. With 4.5 million trackers in the wild, anytime anybody running the tracker software goes by your keys, if you zoom out, you'll see that's the US map, but if you zoom out, they're all over the Philippines and Europe and everywhere in the world. So anybody goes by your tracker, their phone will ping your phone and say, hey, I just saw your keys in Manila. And you'll know where your keys are. It's actually a very clever way. Because it's Bluetooth LE and not GPS, the battery goes up to a year. You can also do customized separation alerts, two-way separation alerts. So your phone can honk at you if you leave your tracker behind, your keys. I say keys just because that's what mine are attached to, but it could be attached to a pet, to anything. Your phone will let you know you left your doggy behind. And vice versa. If you have the tracker app on your phone, see that little button on the tracker? The tracker's tiny, by the way, lightweight. It's about the size of a quarter. It weighs less than a quarter. You press the button on the tracker device, and your phone howls at you. So it's even just by itself, that's of great use. They're very affordable. And unlike other tracking devices, the battery is replaceable. You know, those other tracking devices, when they run out of juice, you have to throw them out, which is crazy talk. Not the tracker. They're just those little coin-sized batteries. You get them at the drugstore. I just bought like a dozen of them on Amazon, and I have them for all my trackers. And I just love it. Thetracker.com. Here we got this. This is one of our trackers with the iOS Today album art on it. It's anodized aluminum, so you can engrave it. So by the way, it's small and light enough that you could put this on a pet. That's the same size as a pet tag. They do have a waterproof covering you'll want to get to protect it from the elements. And then, if you want, you can put your name and your dog's name or the phone number. But you can also print any art. They'd use a UV LED printing. It's not a sticker. It's printed on the anodized aluminum. That is really cool. So very affordable. I want you to go to thetracker.com right now and get as many as you need. You get them for your bike, your luggage, your toolkit. Now you'll know when the neighbor takes your tools and, of course, your keys. If you go to thetracker.com, TheTrackr.com, and use a promo code iOS Today, they'll just add a free Tracker Bravo to your order. So you get an extra one. Thetracker.com, promo code iOS Today. This is a brilliant idea. I think it was, I want to say Kickstarter. It was crowdsourced originally. And it is now literally, they fly off the shelves. So get there right now. Thetracker.com, promo code iOS Today.
Well, we got some news. And, of course, the news this weekend was full of politics. I want to touch on it. We don't have to go deep into the weeds on it. But, of course, Tim Cook was one of the many tech executives that said that Apple does not support the Muslim ban, does not support the executive order that Trump signed on Friday, which sent a lot of our airports in the United States into chaos.
Well, Google has almost 200 employees who can't come home because they were born in one of the 7 countries that are blocked. I'm gonna get a little political here. 7 countries, none of which, for instance, provided the terrorists for the 9/11 disaster. Those guys came from 4 countries that are not blocked, and coincidentally, Donald Trump has hotels in. So I think there's a couple of things wrong with this, but from the point of view of Silicon Valley, this blocks legal residents. It blocks people with visas that are working in these companies. Apple and many other companies, almost all, even Starbucks said, no, we support diversity. Our company is made up of immigrants. Many of them will not be able to come back if they travel overseas. This is not going to work. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Tim Cook was very outspoken about all this. And I think rightly so. I think he said, this is not America. This is not what we stand for.
Right. I mean, this is exactly what we're
stand for. Give us, you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, you're huddled masses. Well, we don't want the huddled masses, but the rest of you, come on in.
Yeah. So I think that, there's been a little bit of backing up. If you had a green card,
that was the most offensive thing, was a green card. Legal residents were initially blocked. They have reversed on that one. So
yeah, I mean, it's very confusing. It's not working out nicely. But I think the next, they're going to come for the employees. There's a lot of, hire Americans first policies that, the tech companies are really the executives of tech companies are the only ones that have come out.
Kind of surprising.
Starbucks is traditionally a very liberal company.
It's kind of surprising.
But, they're the ones that really are going to suffer.
Well, Satya Nadella is an immigrant, the CEO at Microsoft. Sergey Brin went to the San Francisco International Airport to protest, not as a Google employee, but as a refugee, as a man who came to the United States from the Soviet Union as a refugee. We had on our show yesterday on Twit, Phil Libin, the co-founder of Evernote. He came as a refugee from the Soviet Union. He was a Soviet Jew who fled. And then we had Michael Nunez from Gizmodo. He says, my parents were illegal immigrants. The country is full of people who have made a huge difference, and all of us ultimately are immigrants. My grandmother came here from Italy on a boat, and legal or not, I think we have to be very careful about saying certain religions, for instance, can't come to the United States. I don't think that's right. But it does affect tech in a big way.
It does. Yeah. And I've said this on Tech News today as well. I'm happy to discuss this with people who don't agree with me as well as people who do agree with me. Megan at twit.tv, Twitter at Megan Morrone.
Yeah, don't email me. I don't care.
If you want to say something to Leo, you can say it to me, and maybe I will sneak it in somewhere. All right, so back to the iPhone. Overall sales are static in general, but the Wall Street Journal says the Plus models with extra features, those sales are going up.
I love plus-size models.
The plus size in the iPhone, the larger iPhone.
Yeah,
People like
the
it
one
and
I
they
have.
want to pay
Yeah.
more for it.
In fact, I like jet black plus-size models. That's mine right here. Wait a minute, update available. Oh,
You got to do your updates.
Maybe I didn't do the update.
That's sad.
You know, it's funny. A week ago, we did the updates. Jason was here. Thank you, Jason Snell, by the way, for filling in for Megan. And they had just come out, and we did them. But I didn't mention it to my wife. And yesterday, she said, "Oh, I see there's an update for iOS and Macintosh and my watch." And I said, "Yeah, they pushed that out a week ago." She said, "Well, why did they tell me?" That's how Apple does it. They announce it. They let people know. If you check the day of, you'll be able to update, but they generally don't start putting notifications on your screen for a few days, sometimes as long as a week. And I think that's fine. I think you probably should wait, in most cases. Every once in a while, there's an update that breaks something. So it's a good idea to wait a day or two. These updates in particular were security updates and very important. So if you haven't done them yet on your iOS devices, on your Macintosh, on your Apple Watch, do them quickly.
Okay.
Quickly.
All right. So, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they're selling fewer, but they're selling the more expensive big phones. People want them.
I'm not surprised at all. In fact, if you look at new phones from other manufacturers, they're almost all large phones. But there is a market. It's just a dwindling market of people who say, this is too big for me. And Apple's aware of that. That's why the iPhone SE sold so well. That's the 5-inch iPhone, basically the smallest iPhone, the current iPhone that they sell. And a lot of manufacturers make smaller phones. I use the Pixel, the little one, not the big one.
Yeah, this
you
is
have
the big
XL.
Pixel. Yeah.
And I kind of like having a smaller phone I can, pocket easily.
I don't want that.
You want a big phone. You know why? Because this has become a tablet. This has become our replacement computer, so you want the biggest screen. Right?
Exactly. Well, Bloomberg says that Apple is joining the partnership on AI, which is big news for them, and we expected that they were going to do this. They're traditionally a company that doesn't really like to share their information, but they did hire Russ Salakudnov from Carnegie Mellon, and they've published a public paper. So now they've joined this group, which is Amazon, Google, I think also Facebook, just to sort of get together with best practices so the robots don't all kill us.
Oh, there's nothing you could do. It's too late.
I don't think so. But I mean, Siri was the first digital assistant, right? Did Google have something before Siri?
That's a good question. I don't think Siri was the first. Siri was an app before Apple bought it. Maybe it was.
So Siri existed before Google,
it was
but
even
maybe
on
not.
iOS.
Yeah. So, but then they've sort of fallen. I mean, Apple has fallen behind in AI.
Well, that was the strangest thing because when they bought the app Siri, they took features out. When Siri was an app, you could book open restaurants on Open Table, and Apple took that out, and they only just put that back with iOS 10. So it's. I don't feel like they've put as much energy into Siri as maybe some of us would like. On the Android side, as you're experiencing, you have more than one voice assistant. On Samsung phones, you've got two. HTC just announced their new phone. They're going to have an HTC voice assistant along with the Google voice assistant. It's almost too many.
Well, the Pixel only has one, and I have to say it is definitely better in terms of app integration. So, it'll open any app that you ask it to open. It'll, go in and start playing, whereas Apple's more closed. You
Right.
can't always do all the things that you want to do because it's, you're not using the standard Apple podcast app or something like that. But in terms of understanding and answering my questions, I don't think that the Google voice assistant is that much improved over Siri.
It's not that Siri's better. It's just
No, I don't think either one of them. I would say I get equally frustrated with both of them.
yeah. You need to speak more clearly.
Yeah, that's
Clearly.
probably true.
I use Google Assistant. What happens, and I think this is because this is only your first month with Android, and this happens with Siri as well. You learn what it can and can't do, and you stop asking it things that you know it can't do. Although I know people who have just boundless optimism about Siri, and it's become a running joke with me and Lisa that she'll ask Siri like the most complicated things, and we'll just laugh because we know Siri's going to say, "I'm not sure what you mean by that." Same thing with Amazon's Echo. None of these things are human. They're not In fact, they're very limited. But once you learn the parameters of what they do, they can do a lot. You know, I use both Siri and Google's Assistant for adding calendar and Echo, for that matter, for adding calendar entries, for reminders, for timers, for shopping lists. Those are the things they're really good at. I do generally, if I'm going to make a restaurant reservation, and I carry both an iPhone and an Android phone, I will generally go with the Android phone. Siri seems to have more trouble recognizing proper names, and it looks to me like Android's actually looking at where we are geographically, looking for business names. So there's a restaurant in town called Le Bistro. Android will recognize that. Google, Siri just doesn't know what I'm talking about, and so mistranscribes it, then searches and says, well, I can't find anything named Shelley Bebo. Or sometimes it'll say, oh, let me place a call to Shelley Bebo.
Yes.
And that's not who I'm talking about. So I do, in that respect, I think Google's better at place names and business names because they have a database of that stuff.
Right, that's true. Well, here's some news that was sent to me today. Apple has removed the tool to check if an iPhone or an iPad is activation locked. So this is new. If you wanted to buy a used iPhone, you could look up the IMEI number and see if it was activation locked on iCloud. And now Apple just recently, silently, this was found by Mac Rumors, removed this feature on iCloud. You can still use it, you can still check it, but you can't do it in that certain way. And it just disappeared, the way to do this. You can no longer see activation lock status on iCloud. And I think I don't know why they removed this feature. Was it because people were taking IMEI numbers?
I would guess there's a security issue. Yeah.
As opposed to, they're not just trying to keep people from selling their used iPhones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I would guess there's a security. I don't know. Apple doesn't say, but I would guess that that's something to do with security. Yeah, you don't want a crook to have a pile of iPhones and then enter the IMEI numbers to find the one that he can resell, for one thing. So you can still do it on the phone, but you can't do it on the web.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't even know that existed. That's handy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be activation locked? Don't you automatically get is there a way to have an iPhone that's not activation locked?
Well, I thought the activation locked mean it was just still connected to your account.
I think what it means is you cannot. It's the kill switch. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. If you're listening live and in the chat room, my sense of it is: remember, if you wipe an iPhone, it won't let you reinstall it unless you enter the password, the iCloud password of the owner. Right? That's activation locked. Same thing with a watch.
Right.
So it makes it, and the purpose of it is to keep people from stealing iPhones, and it's been very effective. That's, I suspect, why they took the tool offline, is they don't want to make it easier for thieves to figure out. But I thought, I don't know, can you use an iPhone without having it be activation locked? Don't you have to give it maybe you don't have to give it an iCloud password. I don't know.
So what do you do when you want to sell an iPhone? How do you turn that off?
I don't know.
All right.
I think you have to bring it to the Apple Store. My experience has been is you bring it to the Apple Store with proof of purchase, which is why you should always save your receipt, and that proves that you own this, and then they will deactivate it for you. That's the only way I know of. That's a really good question. I mean, if I send this to Gazelle, there must be a way to deactivate it.
Well, my old Apple Watch Lisa sent to one of those.
Yeah, we sell them.
Yes,
yeah.
And so it was still connected to my iCloud account somehow, and they just told me to disconnect it. I know it wasn't.
Oh, but see, they needed your cooperation.
Yes, they needed
and I think
me.
That's the key.
Yes.
So the original owner
has to
enter the password to deactivate it, and then you can wipe it. And I think that's the key, and that's what's keeping people from stealing them. It's worked very well.
Yes.
iPhone thefts were through the roof a year ago or 2 years ago, and now they've gone down considerably.
All right, public beta, iOS 10.3 is out with Find My AirPods. Are you excited about this? Have you lost yours?
Not like lost them like under a bed, but I put them in a pants pocket, and then I have to go through all my pants to figure out where I left them. I have done that a couple of times, and it's maddening because I'm afraid. I go, oh, did I leave them somewhere? I don't want to lose them because I like them. I really like them.
Well, mine are coming March 1st.
Oh, good.
I'll tell you whether I like them
or
not. I think I will too. But I think that's a good feature to add. I have a Snapchat tip for you.
Good.
Okay, I know.
No, I don't want it. No, good. I use Snapchat. I like Snapchat.
I like it too, and I think you're going to really like this tip.
Okay,
so
let's
are you
get ready. Yeah.
I showed it to Brian already. He liked it, so I think you will too. First, you got to open the Snapchat, and let me flip over my camera. I'm going to take a picture of you.
Okay.
So smile. All right. So now you can show my screen. I love this look of Leo's, and I feel like I want to add it to everything.
That's my smile.
Yes, and I
look happy?
I want to just keep it and put it on every snap I send. So
What? You can?
Yes, I'm going to take the scissor.
I'm sorry.
And I'm going to cut out his face, and then I'm going to save it. So now I have a Leo sticker. So now
that's great. You know what? That's an easy way to make a sticker. It doesn't have to be faces. It could be anything.
Yeah. So let's.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't Snapchat. Okay. So now I have my face, and I want to remember that.
I love it.
Leo's always on my mind, and I can make it small. I can
Ew.
make it big.
Ew.
I
Ew.
think I made another one there.
It's all over there. Now, you did a very rough job. Can you do a perfect job of cutting it out?
Well, it depends. Let's see. Maybe.
What is that? There's something going on there.
Okay, let me try to. Well, I don't know if I had my Apple Pencil. Do you have yours?
Oh, if you had the pencil, you could do it. Yeah. You just got to do it more
Yeah.
carefully.
No, I don't think.
I think the microphone ruined it because
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Well,
Now, that's good.
see.
Now you're making a
There we
snap
go.
of a snap.
Well, yeah.
A sticker of a sticker.
I mean, please don't ever say we don't give you useful information here.
No, that's great. That means you can make a sticker. I could make a twit. I've always wanted this feature of making it easy to make your own stickers. I could use the Twit logo, or I could use somebody's face. I like that. That's great. Snapchat, thank you.
Yeah.
I really feel like they're knocking it out of the park, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
And let's share that. Can I share that with friends and family?
Yeah, on your Snap story, you mean?
But then could they get the sticker? I mean,
Oh,
I guess they
that's
could
a
make
good-
their own.
Yeah, they could make their own
Yeah.
pretty easily.
That is swell. I like it.
think if I should make this into a big poster and put it on the wall
I stole
here.
that expression from Dvorak.
And then I will add this.
I like it.
And
Now,
I'm going to save it, of
so
course.
you do edit, and then how do you do it? You do the edit pencil. Oh, and then you get the scissors. Oh, and then you surround it.
And then
And
you
now,
save it with the post-it.
stickers you made are saved here. And now, oh, that's so great. I have a sticker I can share. That is nice. Wow, and I've actually added it to a video, which is even more scary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I really feel like...
God, I love Snapchat. If we didn't have Snapchat, could we do this?
No.
So that's it. So when you press and hold it, it pins it to the image. And then that way, when the video moves, it moves with the video. Isn't that cool?
That is amazing.
Boy.
Wait, so you added that to an old video that you had?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it a post. Because I was trying to figure out who was in the background.
Is it
and
getting
that's not
disturbing? No, it's not you. That's Rudolph the Red-Nosed. So you press and hold, and that pins it. And then when the video zooms, you see that?
Oh, yeah.
It's a zooming with you.
Yeah. That is really, yes, Toad Sloth. Yes, America is very great.
America.
You do not need to make America
God
great again.
bless it. Snapchat's IPO is coming up in the next couple of months. This makes me want to buy even more Snapchat stock.
Well, remember how hard it used to be to just Photoshop something onto something else?
This is awesome. And I love stickers. I'm a huge sticker fan. So to be able to make your own stickers from any image, that's nice. Yeah.
All right, have you heard of Chorus.fit?
No.
Okay, here's you're first to hear about it. It's Dick Costello. I don't remember. It's Dick Costello or Costello, formerly of Twitter.
Former CEO. Yeah.
He has a new gig, which I think it's supposed to start this winter. It's making the hard work of being healthy a lot more fun. Chorus.fit.
I would like to make it more fun.
I don't know what it is, but I thought you heard it here first.
You know, we just joined a new health club because our health club got sold. They're turning it into a church.
Is that my health club too?
PVAC?
Oh, no.
No. So we're joining a new health club, and they have an app. And you can check in with your Apple Watch. They put a QR code on your Apple Watch. So I go like this to the QR code reader, which is great. I could schedule trainer sessions in the app. I love to see the appification of these businesses. It really makes a big difference.
It is great.
So what is Chorus, though? Is it going to... We don't know.
We don't know. It's making the hard work of being healthy a lot more fun.
Yeah, my trainer can give me assignments in my app and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing fun about being healthy.
I don't know what it is yet, but I thought that was interesting because he got booted out of Twitter. Now he's probably glad.
Oh, he is so glad.
All right, I have one more thing to show you. This I got for Christmas from my mother-in-law, and it was a wonderful gift. It's the Levenger cord roll. Have you seen this?
Oh, I am good friends with Steve Levine, who's the founder of Levenger.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Well, you can tell him how much I enjoy this, and it is a way to help with my cord management.
Look at that.
Isn't this nice?
You know, I saw your Instagram of that, and I thought maybe you got that from This Is Ground, because they do.
We do. I do have the other one from This Is
They
Ground.
do cord
That's the
management,
whole
but this
thing.
is
But
beautiful.
and I used this on my recent trip. So you know, it unsnaps, and you can put all your cords here. Because with the Pixel, I mean, I have so many cords. It's not just like I have the USB-C and the micro USB, and well, I always have the USB because you have your cords for your battery chargers, of course. I brought 3 battery chargers, extra battery backup chargers.
Did you use them?
No, but I was prepared.
If you got stuck in the snow, you'd be ready.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't snowing, but
and this has a little pouch.
Yeah, for your Apple Pencil.
Oh, that's nice.
And
I love the Levenger catalog. I really do.
I do, too.
If you're a fan of pens or books, or it's so
I had no idea I was hiding that there, but that's a good place for your.
And he's doing more and more tech stuff too. They have a pen that doubles as a stylus and stuff like that. That's nice.
Well, I also got it for my dad for his birthday because he really liked it too, and so
it's
lots
nice
of different
leather.
colors.
It's not cheap leather. It's nice. They make nice stuff.
Yeah, so my mother-in-law was very excited because she'd seen it for a while. She's a big fan of Levenger.
Oh, me too.
But she waited until there was the female colors, which they just came out. So this
red is a female color.
Yes, I guess so. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's not rose gold or anything, but
how about blue? Is that a female color or a male color? That's Jason Howell chose blue.
He did
for his phone. I wonder if he's regretting it yet.
So I believe this is around $79. If you wanted to purchase it.
It's an Apple wire clutch.
Apple wire clutch.
Yep. That's
so
what
I have
Slow-Mo
one
Joe
more
says.
thing, one more update before you gotta wait. My bullet journaling. Remember?
How's that going?
It's going really well. I feel really organized.
Didn't they make fun of that on The Simpsons this week?
No, not yet. They will. They will next year. They'll make fun of that. So let me just tell you what I love about it. Here I have my index where I can do all these things. Like I have things I need to buy, gift ideas, all these things to ponder. And then I have the pages. So page 24, what do I need to ponder? Let's look. Here, I want to ponder immediate gratification bias. Do you know what that is?
No, but I think we should all ponder that.
I just heard about that this morning.
I am biased toward immediate gratification.
Do you know what it is? It's the fact, okay, well, you will like this. You have this awesome app, and you're not sure about its privacy issues or anything, but you really want it, so you're going to download it anything.
Yes.
That's immediate
that.
gratification. So I heard it, and I wanted to put it down because I was like, I want to think some more about immediate gratification bias.
For me, it's mostly cupcakes.
But with apps, I think that's good. So yeah, I have I've been using it, and it's getting, I just love it. Like I have all these notes. I feel like I'm queen of the world.
So orderly.
I highly recommend it.
You really like it. That's nice.
And someone recommended a bullet journaling app. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll take a look at it. And now you can talk about our
ad,
sponsor.
and then we're going to do more. We got questions. Questions from the Peanut Gallery. But first, let's talk magazines. Every year, every month, every week, every day, there's an article I want to read. And, I do a lot of online reading, but there's something about like the Atlantic, the National Geographic, the New Yorker, the Rolling Stone, Esquire, Vanity Fair. There's something about these magazines. They've got great writers. Nick Bilton's been knocking it out of the park at Vanity Fair. in the last couple of months, just writing really great articles. I love it that I don't have to go out and subscribe to those magazines at great cost or buy newsstand editions at an even greater cost. I don't have to worry about killing all those trees and the clutter. You know, your coffee table weighted down with unread magazines. I don't want to live in a dentist's office. I use Texture. 200 of the nation's best magazines across every interest: cooking, adventure, technology. They got Wired. They've got all the PC magazine, automotive magazines. They're all there. And you don't have to buy it. It's like Netflix for magazines. It's awesome. You know, the other reason that I like this is because I got all those magazines. I may never think to buy a copy of, I don't know, Popular Mechanics. Actually, I would. But let's say Popular Mechanics. But then there's that article, and then suddenly I have it. It's on my iPad or my iPhone or my Android device. What's cool about Texture is they've made it's every page that's on the newsstand, right? So, and it's the iPad particularly is a very natural way to read these magazines. When I'm traveling, I love this. You can favorite the magazines you want and automatically download every issue. They always have the most recent issue, but they also have back issues. And they even have special bonus features that you can't get in the magazine, like video. Keeping up with the current events is really a big part of my life, not just tech. Look at Adweek. Now, I probably wouldn't subscribe to Adweek or Billboard, but that's my business. And so there are articles in there I want to keep up with. They're just the top 100 from Billboard magazine. You get it all. Food and wine. Oh, there's so many recipes. Consumer Reports, Fast Company, and Forbes and Entrepreneur. Here's the deal. By the way, one of Apple's top iPad apps for 2016, and rightly so. Normally, it's $9.99 a month, and you get over 200 magazines. See, that's less than 2 magazines off the newsstand. That's a great deal. And yes, I get the gossip magazines, but you don't have to admit to it. But I get People and Entertainment Weekly. It's kind of fun to read those too. But right now, we're going to get it to you for 14 days for free, so you can really get the experience. If you've got a trip coming up, this is a tip for you. Get it now because you will be so happy you brought along Texture. You'll always have something great to read. And for photography, and they have a bunch of photography magazines, of course, National Geographic, the pictures look so much better on your iPad than they do in the print edition. There's no screening. Popular Photography, Shutterbug. Oh, we just had Dale Dougherty on. Make magazines in there as well as you do it yourself. Someday I'll be a backpacker, and I'll have backpacking magazine, Field and Stream, golf, running. Go to Texture, texture.com/twit, and get your 2-week trial of Texture. By the way, one account serves up to 5 devices. So basically, your whole family can have, you have 5 people in your family, your whole family can have Texture on their iPads, each of them. Texture.com/twit.
All right, we got some emails.
Yeah.
Jacob writes, I recently discovered that when your phone turns off low power mode as soon as you see the notification. You can pull the drop down menu for the notification, and you can select to enable it again. This is a must for power saving devices while charging. I thought I'd pass that on.
That's a smart thing. So I think everybody can probably figure out your device will charge faster when it's in power save mode than it would if it's back in full power mode. If you're in power save mode because you were running low and you plug in the charger, suddenly it's going to go right back into full power mode, but that's going to slow charging down. So pull down the notification, turn it back on right from the notification, and your phone will charge faster. That's a good tip. I like it.
Thank you, Jacob. Willie D on Twitter writes, I switched back to the iPhone today from my Pixel. Is there a way to set timers for fractions of minutes without using Siri? Now, this is something that I had not known. You can say, hey, Siri, set a timer for 20 seconds or set a timer for 9 seconds.
But you're right on the screen. It's the most granular you can get is minutes.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird that you can do it with Siri, but not in the clock app, not in the timer app? You can't. So you need to.
So if you wanted 2.5 minutes, let's say you want to boil an egg, 2's too little, 3's too much, exactly. 2.5 minutes, you can't do it.
So you need a third-party app, which is sad.
But there are a lot of third-party timers out there.
There are lots of them. I found one called Simple Seconds Timer. It's free, and it does the job.
I do like it that you at least can work. Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And Siri will do that. I do like it that you could do that.
So now everyone's got that timer. It's just when it goes
Wait a
off,
minute.
reminds us.
Siri, he said, it's okay, it's set, and the suspense is killing me. What?
She'll say funny things
Siri
too,
snark.
like, "Hey Siri, set a timer for 9 seconds." She says,
Done. I love a good countdown.
A good countdown.
That's
She's
nice.
all sweet, Siri.
Now-
So here's one simple seconds timer.
Can you set it for a quarter of a second? I don't know why you'd want a quarter of a second.
Like a quarter of a second? No.
you
But
wouldn't
25
want that.
seconds. And, pretty simple. There's tons of these. Don't pay for one. They're all free. This one didn't even have ads. It was just a guy who wanted this and created it. So
Probably, I mean, it couldn't be that hard to do. That's probably a good first programming.
yeah. So I guess you can do it on the Pixel.
There you go. Mm-hmm. That's strange. I never noticed that.
I know. I wonder why
very
that is. It
granular.
obviously has the ability to do it if it can do it through Siri. So
They didn't want to make the settings too complicated, because you scroll in this scroll wheel. They didn't want to make it too complicated.
well,
That's
that is what I find with so many things.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
dumb it
like
down a little bit.
like the back button kind of thing. That's why there was no back button.
Don't you like a back button? Have you come to like that?
I like the back button.
Yeah.
I
Apple's
do.
a little bit come to that point because now in the upper left-hand corner, they'll let you go back to the thing you. So if you launch an app from the App Store, you're running the app, there'll be a little indicator in the upper left that says go back to the App Store. So they're kind of acknowledging that. I think the complaint about the back button on Android was it was unpredictable. You didn't know what you were going back to. Is it a previous page in the current app? Is it the previous app? But I find it's intuitive enough. I use it all the time.
Well, you know what I like on Android is the double tapping that button. I don't know what that button is called.
The
And
Recents button.
Recent, and it goes.
Yeah.
If you double tap it, it goes to the app you just opened. Did you know that?
Really?
Yes.
Yes, I
It
knew
does. You knew that?
Yes.
Oh.
That's something Google added a couple of generations ago, I think.
Well, I wasn't there then. Now
yes,
I'm here.
now you're here. But I have to point out, that's one of the reasons people who come from the iPhone don't like Android is there's all of that stuff, hidden stuff, and configuration settings. It can be a little overwhelming. And people say, I'm fine. Everything the iPhone does, I'm happy with. And if that's the case, then probably Android might be more than you really want. It's configuration crazy, but geeks like me, I love it that I can do all that stuff and discover new features all the time.
And Jason made a good point that he likes one-handed, and you can't, like, if the back button is all the way up there, you can't reach your thumb all the way up there. It's hard. With
Oh,
the
well,
back
you
button.
can because there's that double tap that shrinks the screen, which I never understood. I think that's a dopey feature, which I turned off almost immediately on iOS.
I hope everyone's timer just went
Next
off.
week, Jason Howell will give us his report. You and Jason, I'll be the judge. I'll wear robes and bring a gavel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll decide who wins.
Will you wear a big wig, too?
Sure.
Okay, great.
It's not exactly a judicial wig. It's not one of those curly, judge wigs.
All right, we got
like a
another
freight wig.
email. I was very interested in Jason Snell's presentation of the Bridge keyboard in the latest program.
Yes.
But I do a lot of writing, and while I would love to and do use my iPad for this with an external keyboard, I find the lack of mouse support to be an obstacle. I saw this rumor report about mouse and keyboard support in the Apple iPad Pro 2, and I wonder if you would give it any credence. This was from Auto World News, and I couldn't really find it anywhere else, and I looked up and I did not see anything about mouse support.
Rumors are always, rumors. They're speculation because Apple never says anything. So somebody sees a line in code or maybe sees a stray web page and assumes that. Remember, though, didn't the Bridge have a really nice pointing mode where the whole thing was a trackpad? You could move your pointer around that way. I thought that was a good compromise. It was like having that doesn't have a trackpad. It was like having a trackpad. That, of all the iPad Pro keyboard cases I've seen, that was the most usable. It made it look like actually a laptop, like a MacBook, and I like that.
I do, but it connects through Bluetooth. Yeah.
Doesn't use the smart connector.
And Jason said he didn't have any problems with it disconnecting.
No.
Okay, so yeah, this was from Auto World News, but I didn't see it anywhere. I haven't heard anyone saying that there's going to be mouse support in the iPad Pro.
So this is a good lesson, though. Consider the source. There are sources for Apple leaks that have got great track records, and if you read it there, then you go, okay. Well, for instance, Mark Gurman, who used to be at 9 to 5 Mac, and he's now at Bloomberg Business Week. And Mark Gurman, who has amazing sources, says something the Apple tech world kind of says, well, that's probably true because Mark wouldn't say it if he didn't have good sources. But I don't remember reading a lot of Apple rumors in auto tech world, auto news world. So I'm thinking
Auto World
News. It sounds like a fake news site. Is it
It
from
might
Macedonia?
be. I don't know. It might be. All right. Ted writes, I support my parents' computing environment on a remote basis quite successfully. For their Windows 7 laptop, I use TeamViewer, and this works very well. However, my parents got an iPad Pro 12-inch for their anniversary present, and I cannot seem to locate a support tool like TeamViewer to help them out remotely. So
He wants to log on from home to their iPad.
their iPad Pro.
Is there a way
Well,
to
there
do
is
that?
a TeamViewer app.
But that goes the other direction. So you use that to use your iPad to access a Windows machine.
So they don't. That's
I don't know of a way to access an iPad from a Windows machine. There must be.
TeamViewer gets support for your mobile device from any Windows or Mac computer.
I was wrong.
You can now receive technical remote support for your mobile device. Technicians have the ability to chat. So this was the app that you would need
that's exactly
on
it.
your iPad Pro.
I take it back.
And
TeamViewer is free.
Yeah. So if anyone has ever used this for support, it's PC Guy 8088 says it's very limited. Use FaceTime with their iPhone and they could point it towards the iPad.
That's what I do with my mom. That's
Thank you.
interesting. That is exactly what I do with my mom.
Thank you, Slow Mojo.
I think, remember that the way the iOS devices work, they're really locked out. A third-party app can't access everything else. It can't probably read the screen because Apple doesn't want it that way. That's part of the security model for the iOS devices. So I would guess that there is no full remote access of an iPad.
Okay, so Go to Assist, that app is what you're talking about, because this says Go to Assist lets you quickly and easily deliver support to desktops and mobile
TeamViewer
devices.
used to be that. This is a new feature. I'm thinking of TeamViewer that lets you support an iOS device from a desktop.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
something new.
So there you go. All right, we got some more questions. You ready
Good.
for more questions?
I'm ready to wear an app. Oh, you have more?
Yes.
Well, fire when ready.
I have
Ridley.
one more, just one more. Mike from Canada writes, "Oh, this is just a complaint about the iPad, the AirPods."
Let me do a complaint.
Okay.
How about wearing a hat?
He's from Toronto, so Canadian
It
accent.
seems
please.
like once again, Apple's design in California equals made for Californians. What about the billion or more people that live where it gets cold in the winter, eh? How exactly do you wear a hat if the whole thing is a button? Not to mention how easy they would be to knock it out of your ear by doing so. Another issue, and Apple's not alone with this, is operating temperatures. The iPhone's operating temperature is 0 to 35 degrees Celsius. I live near Toronto, and it's below 0 Celsius about 3 months a year. Don't I know it? Am I voiding my warranty if I continue to use my gadgets? How about companies design devices for the environments where people actually live? And they say Canadians are nice.
I think you might need to work on your Canadian
I don't have
accent.
a good.
It was
There
good
is no
Scottish.
Canadian accent.
Oh, of course there is. I can't do it. Don't look at me.
It's a very subtle accent.
Yeah, A. Yeah, you got the A.
No,
You can't
nobody
do-
does the A in Canada, so I don't like to do the A because nobody does the A. There's only a few people. There's the aboot thing, but even
aboots,
Canadians watch a lot of
abouts.
American TV. They sound normal to me.
Well, anyway, I agree with Mike. It's.
Well,
Have you worn a hat with your AirPods yet?
Yeah, I did the other day. I wore an Elmer Fudd hat. Be very, very quiet.
how
I
did you
put the
touch the
flaps
button?
down. Oh, how do you touch the buttons? Well, I don't like that touching the double tap thing on the AirPods. I
you
find
don't do
that
that.
very difficult to
Okay.
use. But you can do all of those things with your phone. So you bring out your phone, but then you have to take off your mittens. You can't blame Apple for the operating temperature thing. That's just the way electronics is.
He does
it won't
say Apple
void
and
your
others.
warranty, but battery life is going to go way down. And I guess there probably is a temperature. It ain't 0 degrees, but there's probably a temperature where there's going to be errors. It's the same thing with heat. Somebody writes to us.
You got it.
Somebody writes to us from Trinidad and Tobago and says, "Man, hey man, my iPod does not work when it's over 100 degrees, and then we're 35 degrees. That's not that hot." Well, actually, it's pretty hot, but it's not that hot. I think those are recommended temperatures. You've seen, it's happened to me, iOS devices say it's too hot and turn themselves off. Haven't you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's electronics. You can't really blame. It's not like Apple says, "Oh, what do we got to make sure nobody uses this in Canada." No, it's just batteries don't work well, and you can use it. It's not going to void your warranty.
All right, those are all the questions I've got.
This week in bad
But
accents.
I am getting hungry. Where can I get a meal that I cook myself?
You know what happens? And so I talked to a personal trainer today. I'm going to set up a whole personal training thing. He said, "How often do you eat out?" I said, "Well, I used to eat out 3 or 4 times a week." He said, "That's not good. You know, every meal you eat out is about 1,500 calories to 2,000 calories. You're going to go through your quota in one meal, you know." He says, "I want you to eat out less." And I said, "Good news. I got Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the solution to making healthy meals yourself. You get a great experience. This house smells great. You learn a skill. Your family loves you. It's a great way, by the way, to woo somebody. If you've got, a special person you'd like to make even more special in your life, get the Blue Apron and cook for them. I'll tell you what, wonderful romantic experience, or maybe even do it together. Blue Apron families cook together nearly 3 times more often. They've got plans for couples and for families or couples to be. If you're a single person, works great too. You just get 2 meals. That way you've got something for lunch. And you choose from the menu. The menu's full of wonderful, delicious recipes. And here's how it works. You get a refrigerated box on the day of your choosing. And inside that box is everything you need. Everything. A pat of butter, if that's what you need, that's what's in there. Everything you need to make that recipe, plus a very easy to use 8x10, laminated recipe card suitable for framing or saving. And you're going to, with 40 minutes or less, make an amazing meal. Now, you might say, well, that's got to cost more than going to the grocery store. I got to save money. No, it's cheaper than it's less expensive than going to the grocery store. Grocery store about 60% more expensive than Blue Apron. And if you think about it, it makes sense because Blue Apron doesn't have a big old building. They don't have to have clerks. They just ship you the food you need. From 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. A more sustainable food system, clean, fresh, high-quality ingredients. It's fun. You learn, and you're going to be, once you make one of these delicious Blue Apron meals, you'll be able to make it again and again. How about, they have vegetarian, what is that? Cumin-crusted pork with fig and blood orange pan sauce. Have you ever had blood orange? Oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm. That looks so good. That looks so good.
Not for vegetarians, but
no, they have here's mushroom and chipotle pepper enchiladas with lime sour cream.
Also looks.
They have vegan too. You pick the meal. You never get a meal you don't want, and they don't repeat more than once a year, so you can always have something new. It's really cool. Crispy barramundi, Cajun catfish and spiced rice, spiced chicken chili, cheddar cheeseburgers. But isn't that the best looking cheeseburger you ever saw with a sesame seed bun? Oh, does that look good? Frizzled onions and romani salad. Oh, actually, that's romaine. Romani would be something else. Gypsy salad. That looks so good. Blue Apron. Try it. We got 3 meals for you waiting free with free shipping. Try it right now. BlueApron.com/iOS today. BlueApron.com/iOS today. It's part of my new healthy eating plan. No more eating out. It's Blue Apron for me. All right, I deduce from the hats that it's app cap time.
It is app cap time.
Yeah.
This is the time where we wear hats and talk about our very favorite apps.
I'm wearing a
week.
deersucker. I'm seersucker.
What am I wearing? Is this
Deer
your panhandler
That's my
hat?
Andy Cap hat.
Andy Cap hat. Got it.
That looks good. You go in a bar anywhere getting the dust up with that hat. That's awesome.
All right. So my favorite app of the week is one that makes your face turn into something else because you know that I love that.
Oh.
This is FaceApp.
I saw your post and I tried it. Go ahead and I'll show you mine. Yeah.
All right. So first I'll have to take a picture of myself. And this uses neural networks.
Wow.
So I'm going to take a picture, not smiling.
See if you can look like Andy Cap. It is kind of cool. I'm not sure. I have mixed feelings about it, but you'll see why when I show you my pictures. Well,
so I don't know what's going to happen because I have a little bit of a. Okay, so now it's going to make me hot. I don't know what it's going to do to make me hot, but we'll see. Oh, look at that.
Oh, like sexy hot.
Yes.
Like it makes your eyes. But see, what's amazing is it's like you're doing photo retouching instantly. Yeah, so it made your eyes bigger.
It took the
right?
shadow off my eye. Yeah, made
Gave
my
you
eyes
some
bigger.
eyeshadow, made your eyes blue, it
Fancied
looks
up my
like.
eyebrows a bit.
It's kind of insulting.
Smoothed the wrinkles.
Yeah. How about
I
smile?
have a fake smile. You want to see
This
the
is
fake
kind of
smile?
amazing because it does actually look like you smiling.
Does it? I don't know. I mean,
Well,
that's
it's not your smile,
No,
but
it's
somebody's
not.
smile. But it's not just taking a smile and putting it on your face. It's somehow magically making it just look like it's real.
It is disturbing, but not as disturbing as the old me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Here's young me. We'll see what young me looks like. Yeah, I think.
How about mini me? Is that mini me?
But then here it will make me look male. Oh, for some reason
You gotta
this
go
is
into collage mode, yeah.
Collage. Okay, so let's make me look male. I think the male me looks pretty good. I think it just took away my hair. And maybe I don't know what it did. And here's the female me. If you want to,
I'll tell you, you want to really know why I
female.
don't like it? The female you should look just like you. Oh.
No, it made
We
me
just had
prettier.
to pretty you up. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not female enough.
This thing is
so-
fraught with peril. You know what I'm saying?
Because because it's like you have a picture of me at someone's funeral and you made me smile or something, right?
Yeah. Also, I saw some tweets from people who were insulted because they were African Americans and it made them white.
Oh. Yeah, that is
Kind
not
of
good.
limited in its capabilities. And I'll tell you, look at this is the one I did. I did the collage.
Okay, let's see
So
it.
this is normal me.
Oh.
This is me as a female, and I got to tell you, I look a little bit like what's her name, Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
I think if I were a woman, I would look like Caitlyn Jenner. Then that's the smile.
That is not your smile.
No, in fact, I'm biting my lower lip. It looks like, but the really thing that most insulted me, here's old me.
I know.
Here's young me. It's the same. It's like they didn't even bother to say, oh, you're already old.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of did that with me too.
You're already old. They didn't make my hair grayer. They didn't give me more wrinkles. They said, no, that one's done. We don't have to put any effort into that.
They really,
I do like the Caitlyn Jenner, though.
I didn't see the tweets of whitening an African American person.
I think that this is one of those apps where it's fun, and like what is it, Masquerade and Snapchat, but of limit. I mean, how often do you want to make an old person of you? It's a
of limited
party app.
use, yeah, it is a part. Yeah, it's not. It is not going to make.
We're going to make a new
America great again.
category: party app.
Yeah, apps that won't make America.
I'm
great
just
again.
sad because I'm just not an attractive woman.
I am a very I'm impressed at how attractive I look as a woman.
I know you're gorgeous as a woman.
I mean, that's something. But yeah,
That's what Dustin Hoffman said in Tootsie. Remember, he said the other really bad thing. Remember Tootsie? Dustin Hoffman's an actor who can't get work, so he makes himself a woman and he gets the job and becomes a star as a woman, which is of course a challenge for him. And he said the most depressing thing about the whole thing is I'm an ugly woman. I wouldn't be an attractive woman. And I'm clearly learning that myself.
well, FaceApp. If you need to,
It's fun. It's free.
It's fun. Don't just use it. Use it for good and not evil.
Yeah.
Don't use it to Photoshop people smiling that shouldn't be, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Said
you
I
have
look like
some.
RuPaul. I think RuPaul looks a lot better than that.
So I would like you I would like your app cap to be something more
Useful.
Yes.
I'm actually excited. The only negative on this app cap is it could be very expensive. But I've always wanted to do handwritten cards, thank you notes, and that kind of thing. And in this day and age, who has handwriting anymore? I can't write anymore, let alone do I have cards? I don't even know if I have a pen. So I sent you a handwritten card.
I loved receiving it.
And
There it is.
on it, on the one side, and this is the custom version. And on the other side, look at that beautiful card. It says Leo Laporte, Chief Twit. It looks like a nice heavy cardstock.
Looks like he came from the president.
And it looks like it's handwritten. Dear Megan, misspelled. I misspelled your name. Sorry. I just wanted to send you a note thanking you for being such a valuable member of the Twit team. I didn't say that. Your integrity, authenticity, and intelligence are so important to our success. Thank you for being a great friend and colleague, Leah. So that actually is heartfelt. So I think that's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, it came in a really nice envelope. I thought it was a real card. I didn't know it was your app cap, so I threw away the envelope. I didn't know it was supposed to keep the envelope.
It's folder, ladies and gentlemen.
But it did the job. Right.
And this really looks like it's a pen. They must be using an auto pen or something to make it. So this is called Bond, like James Bond, BOND. It is an iPhone app, oddly enough, because it really would be a much better app as a iPad app, but I'll show you on the iPad so you can see it more clearly. The website is bond.co, and this is one of a number of apps I'm starting to see. There's even a subscription club designed to get you to send more thank you notes, more just, hi, I miss you, you're a good friend notes. So it comes with a variety of pre-designed notes. Nice to see you, and then you can see the other side. And then once you pick the design you want, you can actually fill it out. I also created, as you saw, I created some stationery. So you can use a custom picture. I used, I just found that. It could be anything that's a Twit logo. And on the other side, you can customize it with your return address and your heading and all that. And then, so let me see. Let's send one. A thank you note. Send one to somebody here. So thank you. That's nice. So then what you do is you go into the composition, and now you just write a note, right? It's not seeing my my iPad. Dear Mom, comma, return. Whoops. Comma, return. Thank you for giving birth to me. I know you had many choices of children, but thanks for choosing Leo. Okay, and then signed Leo. And then done. Okay. Now, but that's boring. That's typeface. Let's pick a face and I can change the size. It looks more like I wrote it. Like this one, right? Like card I sent you. Mm-hmm. And it has a variety of cursives. You can choose fonts. And there's little, the fonts are a little, frankly, more illegible, but they still look like handwriting. So I guess actually they're both handwriting, but one's, block printing ish, and one's cursive. And the one I sent you is actually cursive, and it looks like it might be my handwriting if I were, I don't know, an older woman. Mm-hmm.
It did look a little bit like my grandmother's
handwriting.
Yeah,
it looks like, but see, if you saw my handwriting, it would look like a 5-year-old. Mm-hmm. So it's probably better that I choose one of these. All right, so there's the handwriting style. And then you put your address on here, and you can save your address. And you put in the address of the recipient, and it will send it to them. And it did. It sent it. Now, in this case, I sent a card. You can also send a postcard. It will put a stamp on it and mail it through the regular U.S. mail. And frankly, it doesn't. Did it say anywhere this card was not really written by hand, but is in fact cranked out by an app? No.
No, it doesn't.
No, it looks like.
But your mom knows your handwriting, though, right?
I doubt it. So now that's the good news. The bad news is not cheap. The first card's free, so take advantage of it and do your first card. But if you want to, you see, I sent one and that was free. Now, if you want to pay for it, it gets a little more expensive. This is the one I sent you, and I did mistype your name, Dear Megan. By the way, see, stamp on it. That's what the envelope looked like. Even the envelope was handwritten, right? So it really looks real. Took how long to get to you? About a week to get to you. They get it out pretty quick. But, okay, bad news. So one note a month, $5. Now, remember, they're including the postage. That's 40-some cents, right? And the envelope and the card. The card would be at least $2.50. So it's a little premium over going out and buying a card. But, boy, you save a lot of time. They have subscription plans. 4 notes a month brings the price down a little bit. And by the way, the cards roll over. So if you don't use 4 cards that month, I'll probably do this one. I'm not going to do 30 notes a month because it's $135 a month. But the idea would be, and I think a lot of business people and others say that there's nothing like a handwritten note to cement the deal, to seal the relationship. And so I really like this. They have business plans that are even more than that, $250 a month or up to 500 cards at once. So if you wanted to send, maybe your business, you had a big party, you wanted to thank everybody for coming, you could send 500 cards. I think this is pretty nicely done.
Well, you think of it like sort of like a gym membership. It's something you should do. You don't necessarily want to. If you've already paid for it, then you know you're going to do it,
I think I'm going to do the $9 a month because I probably should send at least one thank you note a month or one, hi, how are you? I miss you. It's better than Facebook. It's real. It's like and this is nice paper, right? It looks good. Looks like stationery.
I believe in the thank you note. Do you know that when Tom Merritt interviewed me at Tech TV in the year 2000, I wrote him a handwritten thank you note. He still has it 17 years later. He sent me a picture of it.
That just shows you.
He said, I'm the only one who's ever written a thank you note for an interview, and it really made the difference. So if you're looking for a job, that was 17 years ago, probably even more so now.
And I'm going to throw in one more thing, political action. We know that if you want to write your member of Congress or your governor or your mayor, that handwritten cards from your jurisdiction make a difference. This would be maybe incentive, maybe 5. Maybe I should send out, 4 a month to my Congress critter. The one negative on that is it probably would be postmarked from wherever bond.co is, not from your home. So maybe that isn't a good idea. I like this idea. And as far as I think they're using an automated pen because it really looks like it's handwriting. It feels like it's handwriting. I think that's indistinguishable from somebody actually writing it.
If I thought you could possibly have handwriting that neat, I would have thought it was real.
Yeah, they should have one that's really like for geek handwriting, really messy. Bond.co on the web, and they have an iOS app for iPhone only, although as you can see, it works fine.
Now give me my card because I really liked it.
Yeah, it's good. And it was sincere. I meant every word of it, even though it wasn't in my handwriting.
All right, we have reached the end, once again, of this show. We learned how to sleep. We learned how to make stickers of our faces. We talked a little politics. I think we've done good here.
I'll tell you what, we'll be back doing this again next week. I know.
Next week.
You know, when you've done a perfect show, you should just probably stop.
Yeah.
But we're not going to. So.
We have maybe a little bit of room for improvement.
We could improve a little bit.
Yeah.
Jason Howell will be here next week talking about his experience with the swap. He went with iOS. Megan went with Android. We're going to have the final results of that month-long swap. They're both breathing a sigh of relief tomorrow, right?
But we won.
We do the show every Monday about 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, 21:30 UTC. If you want to stop by and join us in the chat room at irc.twit.tv. You can watch us live on our website, youtube.com/twit. On YouTube, what did I just say? I said twit. I should say twit.tv/live. And watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/twit. I got those reversed. But you can also watch us on the Roku app. There are a number, I think 5 or 6 Apple TV apps. They have the live, but they also have on demand. And that's, for most people, how you watch, I know. Audio and video of all of our shows is available on demand. twit.tv/iOS is our website, or get it on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. But don't miss an episode, because you're going to learn something every single week. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You wish you would die. That's our new slogan. I don't know. Maybe it needs a little work. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on iOS Today.